Today, we're going to be testing out Successor Taeyou. As you can see here on screen right now, we have his artifact, we've got his sets, and his stat line. The stat line that I'm going to be using on Successor Taeyou today is 4.7k attack, 17k HP, 1300 defense, pretty much base speed, but with some crit damage, and avoiding as much crit chance as we can. Now, in addition to this, I have Destruction and Pen set, and I have Merciless Glutton for the purposes of, well, doing more damage. Now, before we get into today's video, I do want to preface that upon testing and looking into this character, truth be told, it looks a little bit crazy. First and foremost, actually, I forgot to level this up. I'm going to do this real quick. Don't know how I missed this. But in terms of my initial testing and my day one impressions of the character, though it is very interesting to basically have a character that has, for all intents and purposes, 2 stat-freeing requirements, in the sense that you can be base speed and you can also be no crit rate needing. A lot of characters, believe it or not, actually counter this character just because of the way that his fighting spirit works. Now, to go into that a little bit more and the reason why fighting spirit is so important, as you're seeing right now, with his skill 2, it reads that you start the battle with 60 fighting spirit, and when the combat readiness of an enemy is decreased, you gain fighting spirit equivalent to the amount of combat readiness reduced, and at the end of a turn, when fighting spirit is full, you consume it all, which increases the combat readiness of Taeyou by 100% and grants him this possession, which is honestly pretty cool. Now, there are some things to consider about this though. First and foremost, that's not the only ability that's important to him, as Azure Phantom is also really important. However, as you're seeing right now, in order for Azure Phantom to even work, you actually need to have possession for the sake of you granting yourself the extra turn, and also so that you can extend the buffs of the caster by 1 turn. Now, the Azure Phantom ability is really nice because it is an AoE defense break, but you're starting, or you might be able to tell that we have a lot of conditions now that we have to kind of bypass in order to make the character work. First and foremost, you need someone that you need to fight against someone that doesn't have a book, presumably, if you want to get the soul burn effect. Otherwise, you're kind of just praying that your base effectiveness will work. But then secondly, again, so long as this requirement for possession is here, which it is, you're going to have a character that doesn't prevent your resource generation from being halved or removed whatsoever. Now, in terms of or furthermore, I should say, to that point, the amount of fighting spirit that you gain is dependent on how much you push back. So that also means that you have to have a character that pushes back either AoE or an AoE amount, or pushes back an amount that reaches or is greater than 40 combat readiness. Now, again, there are a couple characters that do that, including characters like Zio, ML Politis, but it's a little bit more difficult than you would imagine. And also, for the purposes of this, it's not always guaranteed that you'll even kill when you have the defense break. So with that, I'm going to try and see just how effective or how powerful he is, but let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is test him out in arena, as per usual. To be honest, I don't think that this is necessarily a character that would have too much of a problem if you get to fight against enemies that you know are going to be, or if you get to fight against enemies that you already know are going to be weak against him. But as you're seeing right now already, there's an ML Politis here. There's there's already an ML Hua Young who kind of disrupts my ability to defense break here. So I'm going to refresh because, to be honest, I don't really know if that's something I could deal with. But now, okay, for this team or this next setup of teams, we might be able to test this against a team with Ilanov. Personally, I think that Ilanov is a character that makes this still kind of spooky. But because we have C Phantom Politis, because we have Taeyou, and because presumably we could also take something like a book or use someone like Ludwig here, I think we'll be okay. But it is really, really spooky to think about just how many layers of protection that the enemy has. For the purpose of this as well, I don't want to get counterattacked, so I'm going to use Ashmancer Elena to clean things up, and we'll see how this ends up performing. So, again, my Taeyou's pretty tanky. I don't think he's going to die, even if we get into a situation where we have to clean things up. Let's see. Okay, actually, I'm just going to press S3 here. Don't want to take things or, make things a little spooky or anything. Okay, so we get the combat readiness push. That's great. I'm going to use the soul burn here. Strip everyone. This is a defense break for Ludwig. Actually, what I'm going to do here for... Ooh. We did not land anything on that albedo. But she can't counter, so it should be okay. Okay, let's try this. Let's see how much damage we do to the Ilanov. That is pretty good for what it's worth. For what it's worth, that is pretty impressive. One-shotting an Ilanov when she has her passive up and there's an albedo on the team, that is pretty good. That said, again, this is a fairly, you would get blown up by any sort of DPS team anyways. So let's move on from this and let's see exactly how much. Oh, 31,000 by the way. Against a defense break, I get is not maybe the most impressive, but that is kind of good damage for all things, with all things considered. Okay, let's try this with another team. Okay, so this time around we've got Senya, we've got the Fire Flan. A bit of a spoiler here, I will say, I have already tried to kill Flan in RTA with this guy when she was defense broken. It did not look pretty, but there was also an Aureus on the team, and it looked like it was a 15,000 HP Flan, so I don't know exactly how much HP it'll have. With that, though, we can try again and see how this will perform. I think the team is fine. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay. All right. So... okay, the real concern here actually is whether or not we push back. Because we don't actually have enough book here. Okay, actually it doesn't matter, I guess. But one of the things I was going to be worried about here is that we don't really have enough total books. Taeyou does kill here, which is nice. Or he should kill here. Ooh. Senya dies. Wow, that did 60. Wow. Okay, I will say 69,000 is kind of a lot. Well, what? How did I just miss? Eh? How did I just miss crit? What the? That is crazy. Question mark? What? Huh? Wait, what the? How did I miss it? I'm 100 crit. Maybe he hasn't. No, he has Holy Sack on. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm 99 crit on him? I'm honestly speechless right now. I'm kind of baffled. All right. In any case, that's okay. That S1 actually did pretty good damage. The Senya here doesn't do anything. I've got skill nulls on everyone as well. This is pretty good. Well, for the characters that matter, of course. This can die. It's all right. Oh, well, she is dead now. Okay. All right, so I mean, like, being a bit methodical about it, you could definitely win this. I do think, again, it is kind of worth noting just how strong it is to have a character that has the, that has the defense or that has some sort of self-sustaining mechanic. But, you know, sometimes, like, it depends on the team that will fight. Like, this is another one where I don't know exactly how powerful this can be. So, okay, we've seen what a bit of the cleave looks like. To be honest, this sort of setup is pretty universal. And if I decided to use someone like Ran, you could argue that maybe, or even someone like Briar. Well, technically Briar's a little bit less damage. But, like, you could argue that a defense breaker slot in here could be, or already exists. Like Judge Kisei technically already exists for this purpose. So let's see if there's something more slow, I guess, that we can cook up here. I am a little bit interested in what would happen if I, let's say, use someone like the Senya here. And then I kind of make this like a solo showcase. Because he does end up giving himself possession. Let's see. No one should die here. Okay, what kind of DPS do I want? Honestly, Senya is not even like the worst here. Huh, I'm so bad. I'm actually very I'm very confused. I actually don't know who I want to use here. I guess I'll put in Mort actually instead of Laya because that's sick. You know what? Screw it. Let's try Tori, I guess. Who's my Tori? My Tori's the thief. Oops. Okay. Both are kind of, these characters are kind of difficult to kill. They're kind of like duo double DPS kind of comps. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Clean it up. Okay, so this was my other thought. Oh, there's no pushback here. That's what I was forgetting here. Oh my god, and Taeyou's not even... Okay, he does give himself invincibility, though. I could wait another turn. And we give ourselves speed buff. Not bad. Not bad, actually. Kill this. Oh. Okay, unironically, I actually have to kill this here. Oh god, please, not on T. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay. Okay, so long as they go to sleep, we're okay. All right, perfect. Kill this. Wait a sec. That is crazy. Please, please, Taeyou. All right, so okay, I made a big oopsies here. I made a big oopsies. Okay, I did not take a pushback character. Okay, is there a pushback character? Actually, okay, in this case, I guess what I'll do then is, instead of Tori, I'll just try and give myself the opportunity to survive. It has to be someone that survives and pushes back. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. I don't know if this will be that great. I mean, I guess I could give myself defense buff with Alencia if this variation doesn't work out. Okay. Everything blows up. Okay. All right. So it would have been nice here for sure if I had the ability to line up Taeyou first, or to use the if I was able to push back here first instead. But beggars can't be choosers. Okay. Okay, these shouldn't be ER characters, to be fair. Okay, this should kill. Alright, and I am invincible, so this is actually a good thing. This is pretty big. That's actually a lot bigger. That's actually a lot bigger of a win. Now I actually don't die. Even though we got RNG'd technically too with the even though we technically got RNG'd with the fear. So I'm trying to see, is there... It's like 9,000 damage isn't the worst either. Like, okay, we do end up actually killing here. Okay, that was actually what that's what I was kind of waiting on this whole time. Like, if you are able to kill someone like Flan through a miss, that's kind of going to be like a game-changing sort of DPS, right? Now, okay, I will admit, Taeyou looked a little weak in that match, or in that setup. It is a solo, you know, in that case it was more of a solo DPS Taeyou, and I didn't have the guaranteed souls, so we'll probably have to cook things up a little bit more. It is, I guess, something to say, like, you could run someone like Zio and try to kill something right straight off the bat. Like, I guess, like, for this, like, you could argue that if I wanted to run something like Ludwig and I wanted to run something if I wanted, okay, what if I have Elvira, actually? Something like Elvira, just to make sure that they don't generate as many stacks. So in this case, if I push back the... Really, it should be if I push back anyone, right? So if I push back Harsetti. Okay, yep. So we soul burn, ignore here. No one should have stacks, so even if I end up attacking the Senya... Wow. This looks pretty good. And technically, if I just one-shot the Mort, he can't counter me, right? That is exactly what that means. Huh. Huh, well, I mean... That looks pretty good to me, I think. My hands are up. I guess it really is that just so long as you have Zio... I mean, if Zio is that strong of a pairing with him, which, I mean, he is pretty self-sufficient. You could argue that this bypasses Harsetti. Arguably, though, it wouldn't bypass the rest of the characters, so it is a bit of a concern. But I mean, like, if we're looking at this team even too, like, all the Harsetti Senya teams, I don't think actually do anything to him. Assuming, of course, that you do push back with Zio's S3. That is the big ask, isn't it? Because if you don't do that, then you're kind of in a pickle. Let's see. Okay, we defense break. And again, this is also assuming that you defense break too. God, it does do a lot of damage though. Like 63,000 is crazy. Oh goodness. All right. That's kind of scary, I would say, because if he counters me there, I technically don't get my invincibility or my skill null. Oh god. This should be fine. I don't have enough effectiveness, I think, probably to deal with... Oh. Oh, actually, wait, she's baited to something stupid anyways. Okay. Okay, all good. Yeah, see, I was gonna say, there's probably no way I can tag this, this BBK. Oh my god, what is this BBK doing? Oh, Shepherd, okay. That's all right. Oh, I was gonna say that's all right. Oh, actually, it is all right. Wow. 10.7K, and that guy was on Shepherd. Hey, I mean, what can I say? That looks pretty good, I guess. We'll do one more. I guess we'll do one game in World Arena. As you can see, this is kind of what I meant, by the way. I did end up using Taeyou to try and kill a Flan first picker, which ended up working fine, I guess, but like it is what it is. And then, you know. Okay, we got two bans. ML Poly. That is kind of annoying, isn't it? Ban New Moon Luna. Okay, what if I just force it? So if I have these two characters initially, right? There is an argument for me to maybe have additional DPS that don't necessarily need the possession aspect of Successor to come out, or of his S3 to come out. Maybe I could just defense break. Like maybe I don't need the extra turn. Okay, I'm gonna do something crazy here. What if I go with this and I go with someone like Bloodblade Karen? Okay, so we have our guaranteed push up. Ooh, that's not guaranteed anymore. Actually, if I have Rowana here, I don't think it's that big a deal, maybe? It depends on obviously what his last pick is, I guess. Surely I would. Ooh, is that? Maybe I could just kill the enemy team. Okay, I think that's fine. I think he's gonna ban Requiem Rowana anyway. Okay, so the real conditional here is that I have to not get stunned by the Armin. That is not a great looking win con, but it is what it is, I guess. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so unfortunately, actually, is this a big deal? Hold on, let me think about this. Okay, so we probably have to push back the Dill a bit. We don't want to get cut here. Okay, if we do Soulburn here, though, I think we might be able to survive with one turn on... Ooh. Ooh, that did not go as far. I don't even. If he strips this so much. Oh wait. Oh, it would be crazy if I killed here, wouldn't it? I don't think I have enough damage here though. No! Oh my god, dude! Wait, there were there's a chance? Question mark? Question mark? Oh god, dude, he just first picked. He first picked ML Politis. Man. This is GG's. Damn. Damn, ML Politis first pick. So I mean, you guys are kind of seeing, like, not that I thought my draft was necessarily like the greatest. But it is kind of like one of those things where it does feel like you maybe have to, maybe changing Taeyou's build to be faster and guaranteeing that he takes the turn. And in that case, he ends up being more of like a DPS, like a speedy DPS, like 280 or something. So you guarantee takes the turn and doesn't have to rely on possession. Could still be an angle. Actually, I'm not going to ban Harsetti here. I'm going to ban ML Politis. That's what I'm going to do here. And then if I ban this, and then I go, I'm going to go Harsetti, actually, is I think what I'm going to do. Okay, Okay, I also thought about this. I'm still speed Harsetti. I'm like a fast Harsetti. So if someone tries to like tank down me or something, I'm technically still okay. Okay. Now, oh, what the? Oh. I mean, I don't care about this probably, but we need another pushback, huh? I guess I could also run Elagos here. Why don't I click on the right one? Elagos and then Ludwig. Okay, so two pushbacks. So two pushbacks with. Okay, that's fine. I think this is fine. I don't think I actually lose this. Because I think Elagos one-shots either of these DPS, and then hopefully I don't die to the other. Well, shoot, I guess if it's Book, Angel of Light, maybe I'm in a bit of a pickle. Okay, actually, I think he's just dead. If this is the route that he took, I think he's actually just cooked. Because I've got Book on this character now. So if I don't soul burn here, what we'll do is this. Okay. Okay, we'll soul burn here. And then if we just kill this. Ooh, we are in a bit of a pickle, aren't we? Okay, actually, Angel of Light puts up the skill null, and that's fine. But I think if I debuff here with Harsetti, we keep something else, right? Okay, that's fine. That is actually totally fine. Okay, please. If I hit, I think we are okay. Taeyou is still technically invuln, right? So shouldn't be the worst. Oh, yes, it worked. Okay. Not bad, huh? Not bad. Okay, Opener Harsetti kind of did some work there, huh? All right. Yeah, well, okay. I mean, okay, despite everything that we've seen with Taeyou, my day one first impressions is that there are a lot of leaps and bounds that you have to deal with to get through and make this character work. I do think that, kind of like his name though, if you are in certain situations where you're able to set it up, I think he's very, like, his damage multipliers are very strong. It also helps, of course, that, you know, you're hitting most of the time against like a defense broken target, but since he gets the invulnerability, I didn't even really get to showcase his possession where he would be able to, you know, like counterattack and stuff. But having the attack increase, having the potential counter, I mean, just his damage alone is all that I was really able to showcase because I was trying to use him as more of like a cleave setup. I think all these contribute to him being pretty strong when you're able to get into his niche. Now, again, I did use that word for a reason because it is kind of like a niche. Like, you do kind of have to pre-ban a certain way. You have to hope that the enemy team doesn't end up taking characters like Elvira or characters that get rid of your resource reduction, so it's something worth considering. However, I do also think that there's something to be said about maybe being run faster so that you can guarantee to at least get this defense break off. As you could also probably tell by some of the attacks, maybe less so with that Angel Light since she was Proof of Valor and there was an Aureus on the team. If you are maybe something in like that 250, 260, 280 range, where you can guaranteed outspeed all the other slower characters, it might actually be better for you to run that, just so that if people try to counter you by not getting the possession, you still have something to follow up the rest of your team with, and maybe that's something that I would look into as well. In any case though, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out the rest of my socials, check out the rest of my catalog of videos on YouTube, like, comment, turn on the notification bell, and subscribe. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy. This has been my first impressions. Adios.